Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Demaree Forquera. I am known as Miss Diamond Ring. Got married 7 months ago, so I have a new last name, which I've been so happy to take. I married the love of my life, and I did go through the engagement ring process with my now husband. So I just wanted to introduce myself and share a little bit about Miss Diamond Ring, how my process works, how it differs from other jewelers out there, and hopefully you can get to know me a little bit better and decide if you'd like to work with the Miss Diamond Ring process. Just a little bit about my background. I've been in jewelry for around 18 years. I started this company 10 years ago, and prior to that, I worked for high-end luxury name brands like Harry Winston, Tiffany's, and Van Cleef & Arpels. I had amazing experiences with all three of those jewelry companies. Not a bad thing to say about any of them. I learned and trained with the best. And when my daughter Charlotte was 1, I started Miss Diamond Ring. I saw a niche in the market that had not yet fully been filled, and that was an ability to get a high quality engagement ring that was hand forged, right? Hand forged is different from most of the jewelry that's made on the market, which is through the CAD process. It's kind of like you're 3D printing the mold and then you're pouring the gold into the mold of the ring. And so it's one solid piece. Whereas all of the jewelry that is made on Rodeo Drive, or most of it, is hand forged. There are very few jewelers out in the industry who can create a hand forged piece. I liken it to the way a Rolls Royce is put together, which is piece by piece. It's harder to do. It requires a higher level of training and craftsmanship. We call it savoir-faire, a know-how, a certain level of artistry, and no two pieces are the same. So it's like truly a work of art. It takes longer to make an engagement ring this way, but it's the highest level of ring making in the jewelry industry. And so that's the biggest difference between a Miss Diamond Ring piece of jewelry or Miss Diamond Ring engagement ring and a lot of the other rings out there. And I'm not saying that the other rings out there are bad. I'm just saying for people who want a work of art that is handmade from start to finish, hand forged, mirror polished, every little detail, which is something I go through with all of my clients, from the height to the millimeter to the melee stones to how the prongs are. Every little detail is what I do and what I like to do for my clients. Now, additionally, the stone sourcing process is different. So most people go into a jewelry store and they will be given a few options. They'll say, hey, I'm looking for a 4-carat cushion. And what a lot of clients have shared with me is when they go shopping, there are not a lot of larger stones out there, like from the 4 to the 8 or 10 carat range. A lot of retail stores are not carrying that level of inventory because it's a huge cost burden to them. And so it's kind of hard to figure out what you want if you can't see it, if you can't try it on, if you can't actually get a visual. And then on top of that, it's kind of hard the salesperson can't necessarily get specifically what you want, right? As we know, in the diamond world, you have D all the way to J, right? From colorless to near colorless, and then the clarity scale ranges, and then you walk in with your budget, right? So there are so many different factors happening when you're searching for a diamond. And what I do differently is, first, to work with me, you don't DM me on Instagram. You can say hi, but I will take a client seriously when they go to my website and they book a call and we can actually get to know each other. I do not believe that we should purchase an engagement ring via text. It's too important. Maybe other people do that, but I have to get to know you. I'm going to be building a ring for you. I want you to feel special. I want your ring to be special. It's not going to be cookie cutter. It's going to be handmade just for her via you. And so once we set up a call, I learn more about exactly what your ideal outcome is, right? From your budget to your time frame to the carat weight, the look. I mean, most clients who come to me have a screenshot or a Pinterest page of what she absolutely loves. And so we review that, we go through that. I will say about 75% of my couples do shop together up to a certain point. So, and then a percentage, one partner is choosing the ring for their fiance and usually going on a picture. In the end, I know how to achieve an ideal outcome where you will knock it out of the park. And in my process, as I'm building the ring for you, I set my clients up with proposal planners. They're the Yes Girls. You can check them out on Instagram. They're amazing. And they do really beautiful, bespoke ideas and just really meaningful proposals that make your moment shine as bright as the ring that I've created for you. And so that's a part of the process as a complimentary brainstorm proposal planning session. So you can get the juices flowing. It's obviously a very big moment. There are a lot of nerves. And so I like to make the process streamlined and as easy as possible. Back to the ring. So clients will book a call with me. We will discuss your ideal outcome. We will discuss the time frame. I always let my clients know the best time to reach out to me is when you're 45 days out. So around a month and a half from making your actual purchase. I love that, a lot of you are thinking 6 months out and a year out, but anything I quote for you is not going to be valid 3 months later, and it probably will not be available. Stones move quickly. I will say I source lab grown and natural mined. I only worked with natural mined diamonds, GIA certified, ethically sourced, everything up until a few years ago. And I now offer the highest quality lab grown GIA certified diamonds. Happy to share more details on that one-on-one with a call, answer any questions. A lot of people are on the fence either way. I don't have a bias. My bias is to my clients' long-term happiness. And so we weigh both the good and the bad of natural mined versus lab grown. And in the end, it's my client's choice and it's my job to provide the best option absolutely possible. So once we have the call and we determine exactly what you're looking for, I then source 3 to 4 top tier options from around the world, right? So this is where it's a little bit different from a jewelry store where they have on hand inventory and they're going to try and sell exactly what they have. Whereas I say, okay, what is your ideal outcome? What is your budget? What is the look you're going for? And then I ship in the best options in your budget, in your category. And 75% of my clients are virtual. So I work with clients from Hawaii to Texas to Florida to Canada. I work with clients all around the country. I use my hand and I take a ton of pictures and videos so you can get a feel for what it will look like on her hand. For some clients, I will do in-person appointments that can be discussed on the call. And then once we determine the best stone, then we begin the ring making process, which, as I mentioned, hand forged, bespoke is the highest level. And so it's highly customized. It's the highest level of bespoke possible for an engagement ring. So we discuss every detail, every angle, from the basket setting to the prongs, to the profile height, to if I'm working with a woman, right, a lot of women will shop for their own engagement ring. I will say, send me a picture of your hand and let's talk about the overall aesthetic. Let's talk about your lifestyle. Let's talk about the big picture since you're going to be wearing this engagement ring for a very long time and you're looking at it, how busy are you? Are you lifting weights? Are you holding 3 babies? Are you working with horses? How active are you? Right? So I'm not going to recommend a thin, delicate setting if you're very active and hard on your jewelry because likely it will end up being problematic. It will likely break. As many of you can imagine, the engagement ring, right? The ring you're wearing is going to be the most prone to maintenance, right? How often do we use our hands? Like 1,000,000 times a day. We're holding our phone. We're doing so many things with our hands. And so the ring is constantly being impacted and being, lovingly banged around. So there's going to be an impact over time, wear and tear. So I always like to discuss the big picture with my clients. And so once we determine the stone and we determine the ring style, I begin with my bench jeweler making the ring. It takes around 3 to 4 weeks. A 3-stone ring takes longer than a solitaire. And you'll be connecting with the Yes Girls, preparing your proposal. You can hire them to execute the proposal, or you can just take the ideas and run with them. I just include a complimentary brainstorm session that I pay for on the back end because I want my clients to have an incredible experience. And then in the end, if you're local, we meet up. I give you the ring. If you are out of state, I ship it to you fully insured. You get your GIA certificate, you get your appraisal, and you are set. And if there are any issues ever, my goal is for my clients to be over the moon. Like, that is why I do what I do. I genuinely love people. I love love. If you followed me for a while and you know my story and my journey, like, I don't know, this business is not a business for me. It's like highly personal. I don't need to be a huge empire. I just want to be the best at what I do and make my clients feel special, because they are, and their love story is special. And your engagement ring is such a meaningful symbol of the rest of your life together, of your commitment to one another, of the fact that you bring out the best in one another, the fact that you know, in your journey of life, you finally found one another. It's so meaningful. It's actually so meaningful that I have a Reiki healer, Michelle Demaree, who, I mean, her story is so cool. My connection to her, she and I met when we were up to Tiffany's together, but she's a Reiki healer in Malibu who, if you would like, you can have your ring Reiki'd. Reiki is a way to amplify the energy and the intention behind your engagement ring. So I really believe in setting intentions. I believe that it's, you know, your ring is a visual reminder of your partnership and the things that you want to co-create together. And so being intentional about it, and even having Reiki is, you know, connecting to God or source and putting that intention and that love into your ring. I've had some couples do it recently and they found it very profoundly powerful. So I offer that as well. And that's it. So if you would like to work with me, if you would like to learn more, please visit my website, missdiamondring.com, and book a call. We will have a phone call first, and then we'll decide if working together makes sense, if the time frame, the budget, everything. I will always be very transparent about, you know, everything. And then we'll begin working together. So from start to finish, we could have a ring sourced and completely finished in 4 weeks. So reach out to me 30 to 45 days before you're ready to propose. And I cannot wait to make you the most beautiful engagement ring. You can look at my website and pick out something. You can search Instagram and find your dream ring. We can co-create something together that it has not been done before. I love a challenge. I love creating unique, beautiful things that represent who you are. The engagement ring is such an embodiment of your personal style. So it's like an embodiment of her, right? Like the woman wearing the engagement ring, and also like the person she found to bring out the best life possible, right, for both of you. So I am here for all of the love. And again, so happy that you've found my page, Miss Diamond Ring. I'm honored to work with every couple. And that's it. Thanks for visiting. And I hope you enjoy all of my feed, all of the sparkle. I'll try and keep bringing the best. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care.